What's up, VC? It's your boy Eric Weinbender here. Doing the cliche. What time is it? It's another record store day. This being Black Friday Record Store Day 2019. This bag is not from that exact date, but a gift from John Digital Gramophone. So let's get after it. I'm gonna try to be quick about this. Because I got a stack. I went to 3 record stores, dragged my sister, my brother-in-law, and my lady to the stores, and it was quite the adventure. And we'll just get after it. So what's in the background? This Patrice Russian, outside of a notch, is in pretty clean condition. This is Old Prestige. I want to say that kind of avocado lime green label. People talked about piano solos in the stream recently. Thought this would be a good one. This came into Pharmacy Records and disappeared real quick. I got some stacks. My thinnest stuff from today is from Pharmacy because I bought 2 piles from them recently. I got to get around to showing a myriad of records I've acquired recently. So that's one obligatory cliche. And the other one is, what's the drink tonight? Nothing crazy. I'm just having a cup of coffee. That cup of coffee is Steel Hands Coffee Lager. I'm not pouring this in the glass. It's kind of crazy because when you think of coffee beers, you think of like dark porters and stouts, and this is a lager, so it's lighter and it kind of screams of coffee, as it should. But right on, from my state of South Carolina, and let's just get after this record store day. I guess I'm drinking a beer. It makes me think, this isn't for kids, and hit up 3 record stores today. Saw a lot of people. Probably the youngest person I saw was 19 years old. So, fuck Copa, the vinyl community isn't for kids. But, like I say, we're just gonna get in this nonsense. We're gonna get in this mess. And, it is what it is. Ever eclectic, if you don't know me. And, so be it. Now, there's scattered record store day titles. I actually have a decent amount of record store day titles. Whereas the last record store day, I hung out with Brody. I'll send a link to that if anyone's new to the video. Brother Brody's a beautiful person. And we had a grand old time, and you can see the finds from the last record store day. But today I definitely had more record store day titles, and not just use record store day as an excuse to buy records. But one thing I found is this would be at Horizon in the $2 room, $2 and under. This Cerrone 3 is disco, sometimes Tropicalia, sometimes like early pre-EDM, almost like electronic trance with ambient qualities, and they go straight into disco. It's an interesting listen, but this album cover's terrible. If anyone knows, I'm trying to limit, unless they're truly weird album covers, or so bad they're good album covers, or kind of erotica, I'll collect those album covers, but I'm trying to dissipate the amount of just garbage I buy. This is an interesting listen for $2 or under. And once upon a time, Joe gifted me that with a stack. And this is actually an upgrade copy on Cotillion. It's dusty, but this is just not appreciated. This is super clean. So I'm going to give Joe his copy back that was a gift, because it used to be on his wall at his original record store location. That's neither here nor near the sentiment. But I picked that up, and I'll get through these random ones for everyone who just wants to see the record store day titles. I showed some Gong recently. I'd like to stumble into some Gong of the early 70s. This is not. This is 1977. This is Expresso. I have Expresso too, and man, maybe Mazzy will know. What's the name of that iconic espresso machine? I forget the company made it. If you can see, it's almost taken off like a spaceship or a missile through the sky. Pardon the clouds over a city here. But I can't recall. But yeah, this is Gong. Expresso. If you guys do stumble on a Gong, the older stuff's going to be less expensive. There's that Virgin label. Don't see that every day, all the time. It's just something everyone's familiar with, but it isn't super abundant, or at least my 1,000+ record collection, I probably only have 2 or 3 Virgin labels. But yeah, if you get into Gong, try to shoot for the early stuff. I'd probably pay more money for it. And if you get the later stuff, if you do find it, they'll be less expensive and probably worth a listen if you get into the kind of the proggy goodness. What else is in the mix here? My chick was flipping, found this. I like novelty covers anyways. I don't think this one actually punches out. It doesn't have a perforated line other than this dotted line where you cut. But Giant for a day. I didn't have any Gentle Giant. It's one of those things I've just been putting off. So thanks, Piper, for keeping a good condition. This old Piper. I guess that could be a male or a female. I don't know too many Pipers. But nothing to be said here. I need to dive deeper into Gentle Giant. It's something I've only listened to streaming. It's got the original paper sleeve here, which was neat. If I'm not mistaken, this is quite literally $4. Light surface scratches. Nothing that looks like it's going to affect play. Just visually, little surface scuffs. So that's that. And then, look, sometimes I'll just, like I say, I'll buy stuff on the album cover. This is so dead mint clean. This Halloween Horrors, which is a super freaking cool album cover right there. Side 1 is Story, Halloween Horror. Side 2 is The Sounds of Halloween, and it's literally screams, fallen tree, cackle, cracking door, pipe organ, thunder and lightning. So there's probably stuff that you hear in the background while walking through a haunted house and like a neighborhood family haunted house in the 80s. But yeah, I guess I'm not saying right anymore. I'm just anyways, I bought Halloween Horrors, right? Good deal. And everyone knows, if you watch this channel at all, I like Donald Byrd. This is an album I've had for some time. It's fairly clean, a little bit of scuffs, but it's got handwriting all over it. And everything I found as of late has just been lateral moves. This one needs Gooby Gone on an old school sticker right there, the remnants of it. But this is in the shrink, true dead mint sleeve. This right here, if you can see it, that is honest to God. There is one or two, I mean, the lightest of baby hairline scratches on it, on that solid blue note label. I like Donald Byrd. It is what it is. Album The Shrink, True Dead Mint. This was like $15. Had to buy it. So, cool beans on that. Lonnie Smith, artist I'm diving deeper into. Let me see here if I didn't waste it. Crease break! So, look, it doesn't even want to open all the way. So there's that Lonnie Smith. So there's the gatefold there, if you can see it without the glare. So it has a notch on it, which I don't care too much about. Visions of a New World, if you didn't read it already. I dig this jazz. And another label that everyone's familiar with, but you don't see all the time. And this is super cool. That somewhere you can see the history of care in this. Disc keeper sleeve. And it is on that Flying Dutchman, like I say, outside of a little dust, which I need to clean it. Rock on. So just got this, Lonnie Smith. I saw multiple people talk about this in the VC recently. And I've looked for this over and over again. I said, I'm going to give her a go. I'll flip. I didn't expect to find this. And I certainly didn't expect to find this in this condition. 1958, if I'm not mistaken. But this is on Riverside. The Hawk Flies High. This is Coleman Hawkins. Saxophone. A little bit same soundy, if I'm being honest. But I like the play on it. It's pleasant. And if anyone knows, I've tried not to gripe about it too much. Jazz, a lot of times, is an escape for me, being a chef. And this is the holiday season. So basically, pre-Thanksgiving to really Halloween to February, that frame of the year is 50% of the work for the entire year. And then summer is hot as hell, and so that's a different grind. And right now, it's just full-blown work. So this is the type of thing I find escape after work in music along this line. So there is a Riverside label, and it was clean as all get out. So I had to cop. Right on. Jazz Nubiles. This might be a little boring for some people's likes. This is very on the edge. I enjoy it. It's situational. This is probably not going to be, if you'll see some of these other jazz pickups I got today, this probably won't be as frequent as a spin, but I like it nonetheless and was super happy just to find it. All right, this is the one thing I left the price tag on. You guys know I'm all about taking a price tag off. I'm going to get to Cabin Floor Finds with my boy Joe. a lot of times he doesn't participate in record store day. It's his choice. It's whatever. He always has abundance of stuff going in there. So last record store day, I found a lot of goodies, but it wasn't record store day titles. So after I left Horizon Records, I went there, and he's like, yeah, dude, I just got a few things of the things I like. I didn't go crazy. But one of the things, of course, he got was this Black Friday Miles in Tokyo, Miles Davis live concert. And, of course, with the Obi strip there, and then it has the kind of peel away, which the sound is really annoying, but I do like that it keeps the Obi strip intact, and you forever have your hype sticker. I don't know. I'm a nerd for stuff on this. Once again, crease break! But, super clean. It ought to be. It's a brand new record. Interior sleeve with, you can see the poster right here. If anybody's unfamiliar, I'm going to be the last one in the game. I'll tell you, my focus was family, so I wasn't super rapid about getting this out and about. No need to show you the grooves. There's the label. You know the grooves are going to be super nice, fresh and brand new. But one thing I was going to ask, I was like, I didn't know Joe was doing record store day today, so I went by there and bought some stuff. But if you see the price, that is $28. Just curious, because it's going to be a common thing. If anyone wants to leave in the comment section, what'd you pay for it? Because Joe had it for several bucks less. I didn't know if I was going to stumble into elsewhere. There's only a couple copies left. I left behind at Herbie Hancock because there was still a dozen of those left, so I just passed. I was thinking about Fish and didn't buy it, and then right when I went to go see Joe, someone bought the last copy of Fish for $16 less? I don't quite recall what it was. But so there were some markups at ye old Horizon Records. I still like and support the place. And I don't mean this slanderous. You've heard me say this. It's just my third favorite record store in town. I support it and tell everyone to go there. If you're a tourist, by all means, check them out. But it is what it is. I saw it. I'm not mad at the price. I wish I knew what Joe was doing. And the last thing, Runaways. Haven't even split this yet. Just got it. They're running their kind of Obi strip on the bottom because it's an over-under gatefold. So I don't know why you still wouldn't put it there. But this is another one of those things that I'm super happy for. By the way, if anyone doesn't know who the Runaways are, everyone knows the song Cherry Bomb. But a young Lita Ford and Joan Jett were in the same band once upon a time. And I dig this. I guess we got some more Live in Japan from Miles Davis to the Runaways. Two different genres here. And happy to find this because Lord knows you can't find the original. And I don't want to pay for it. And I've heard some people say that they got some terrible bootlegs. So happy to grab this. I want to say there was one copy left behind this at that store. So we rounded that out. That's the finds for Horizon Records. And then we moved it over to say hi to Joe. I figure we were that close. We might as well. These record stores are that close to each other. So I didn't grab any record store day titles, but we'll get to it. I'll be quick about these. Dr. John is something I enjoy. I don't have to explain too much. And of course, you'd see this old school Atco Mono was the original jacket here that's kind of been redone. And this is on, I don't know how well this is going to show up. If you put the light through behind this, this is a translucent green slime marble that when you look at it through the light, I wish you could see it the way I am, or I had a backlight source. This is super freaking cool. This is on the Jackpot Records label. Speaking of which, I filmed a video for some VCLT I need to post. I was low energy on Thanksgiving, and I got interrupted a couple times, and the video didn't come out too well. So I'm either going to reshoot without a surprise, or just post that after the fact. It is what it is. Every video I make doesn't always make it to the internet. But and that was just a video with just little old me, but it was super low energy before some high energy cooking. By the way, happy belated Thanksgiving to everyone. So Dr. John, and then I never see this Neil Young. Anyone knows, same way I like Donald Byrd. I pretty much buy all the Byrd I find. I buy Neil Young. I love this album cover. The back here, this is America, Stars and Bars, Neil Young. The front cover here, if you can't tell, there's an upskirt, a glass, you see the bottle and a face. It looks like it's almost like shot up at the sky, like it's a glass coffee table outside. That's it's just an album cover. I never see this one, and it is just true. It's a first press, true dead mint. I don't, mint's one of those things that people throw around nonchalantly, but this is absolutely without flaw in any way whatsoever. Original inner sleeve. Nothing too crazy there. And then one more thing. I think this is ironic. Gabor Szabo, when I did the whole "What's the list for Record Store Day" video, I was playing some of that in the background. This is much earlier in his catalog. And once again, super happy. This is a first press on impulse. This gatefold right here. Wasted in the store. Crease break. RIP crease break. If you can see, this white is ultra white. This gloss, there's zero ring wear. This is flawless. I can only imagine someone bought this once upon a time and didn't enjoy it. And my dude, anything he values, he puts in a disc keeper. I actually pulled that disc keeper on the other one. I flip-flopped it from one record to another. But so, he cleaned this before he even let me take it. So this is true dead mint. The lightest, man. There's one hairline surface scratch. Anyways, true dead mint on that impulse right there. I dig. I'm getting more and more Gabor Szabo. I bought a stack at Horizon. I went there. He threw me a super good price on this because he was happy to see me, and he has one more Gabor album that's kind of old that I'm probably going to go back for. I need to do some finagling. I have some Japanese press, Rolling Stones, and Pink Floyd. He has the same Pink Floyd album with the Obi strip in true Dead Mint fashion. So I'm probably going to trade and pay for the gap. And then he has a white label, white record, Decca blue label, Rolling Stones, which I also have on Japanese press minus the Obi strip. I'm probably going to trade laterally for that. Trade 2 for 2. But anyways, that's the ongoing to that. That's the 3 records from just stopping by because I was in that neck of the woods to say hi to Joe at Cabin Floor Records, and I swung by to say hi to Frank. I'm going to finish these last 2 off our actual Record Store Day titles. And the perk of being a regular and being Eric, not just a face that someone vaguely remembers, and then how can everyone remember you if there's 15 staff members at a place? That's an exaggeration, but you know what I mean. Frank knows me, Joe knows me, so off Jump Street, I called Frank, or swung by there, texted him, whatever. I was like, dude, when Record Store Day rolls around, I only care about one record. I need to have it. And he says, dude, if I can get it in, I'll hold it for you. And so that record is Fight. This is Rob Halford. I like how I went from all this jazz, a little bit of prog here, and I'm going straight into, this is arguably the heaviest thing Rob Halford ever did. I would say it is. Painkiller would probably be a close second. Their 1991 album with Judas Priest. After he parted ways with Judas Priest, he dropped 2 albums. I want to say this is the first of 2 albums with Fight, if I'm not mistaken. And it says here, advertising here for the 93-94 World Tour of Let the Fight Begin World Tour. And then right here it does say 1993. I haven't even split this yet. Super happy to have it. And look, I should just probably read. How dumb am I? I'm just going off memory right here. First US LP release, the 1993 debut album from the band led by Rob Halford of Judas Priest. White with black splatter vinyl pressing. So, one second. Let me sneak it in my ass pocket right here. Remove my handkerchief and lighter. I'm that guy. I'm a Boy Scout. I'm ready for everything. So, let me split this here on camera. Anyone who knows me knows I play everything. If I have anything that's sealed, it's because I haven't had an excuse to play it yet. One, this is annoying. These Record Store Day releases, cool. One, the Jazz Disciples, whatever. I left one behind. Garbage shrink. Garbage. Absolutely, like someone wrapped a sandwich. Garbage shrink on one I left behind. And I'm a firm believer. Some of these records are getting pricier and more expensive, and they're limited releases. This is one of 1,500 copies. Come on, man. You got better than a white sleeve. Even if you did whatever, a glossy paper with an inner sleeve, there's no poster in here. The novelty of this is just that it is finely pressed and it's limited numbers. I like the fact that it comes on this kind of like Oreo cream, gray, black, white splatter. But outside of that, there's nothing more special to it other than it finally exists on vinyl. Super happy to have it. Rock on. And 1 second for the last record. Alright. Back for the B-side. What do I have to say? It's, look at that. There's a table with all my clutter, coffee table, still not super gloss right there. But it's Pearl Jam Unplugged. Do I need to explain it? A 80s baby. I grew up with this. I don't have to explain it. Let me lower this for one hair. Because that's it. It's so awkward in here. On the B side, what's this buried here? Let me see if I can finagle it out. For anyone that just skips for the fines, if you missed it, Patrice Rushen is what's spinning. Yeah, dig the B side, and what's super cool, you had to buy anything here that says this is Ha Right Now, but it ends with Puttered Bopcorn. You have to buy an album that says Puttered Bopcorn, and this is what, early 70s, if I'm not mistaken. 1974. Yeah, so early mid-70s. So this would be post-bop anyways. So I'm kind of curious what comes of it. That's that. I shot past 20 minutes. Who freaking cares? I had a stack. As I would say, thumbs up. Yeah. Rock on. Hang 10. Peace. All that jazz. I'll be checking out your videos if you make videos. If you're just a friendly watcher, let me know what you got. I'm curious. Hold on. Rock steady. Peace.